This is Miss Lizzie, and I want to welcome you to the Queen Lizzie podcast. Together, we will go through the history of Rosewood, Florida, and watch as the once prosperous town rises out of the bloodshed, fire, and ash to reveal the people, the memory, and the legacy of Rosewood. Watch every Thursday on Facebook and YouTube, or listen to our story on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Hello, everybody. I am Lizzie Robinson Jenkins, representing not only the Rosewood Foundation, but the personal testimonies and history of cherished friends and family. You are now watching the Queen Lizzie podcast. Today, we are talking with Marna Weston. Hello, Marna Weston.
Hello, Queen Lizzie, and thank you. I'm very honored to be on your program. It's something I've dreamed about, we talked about for a while, and
Yes.
Now it's finally come to pass. So thank you very much for inviting me to be here and share the space and to sit with the Queen.
All right, you are welcome. I am happy, just as happy to have you as my guest.
Thank
I think
you.
this is the second or third time around, but this is the time it was supposed to happen.
Well, this is when it is happening.
Exactly. And we have a lot to talk about today. First of all, I want to I want to recognize some of my sponsors,
Of
because
course.
if I don't do it, I get so involved, I forget it. So I'm just going to especially talk about Freddie Weeby. Weeby, make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Marketing. He has been around. He is awesome. He is very, very supportive of history, Black history,
Oh, yes.
which is American history. Spurrier, I can't thank him enough, because this is his podcast room, and you know that.
He's head ball coach.
Yes, he is a head ball coach, and he's everything else, and he's very generous. Okay, and I always tell people, make sure you on the weekend, if you don't have anything else to do and no place to eat, make sure you have brunch here.
I've had brunch here. It's delicious.
It is delicious.
I've enjoyed it, yeah.
Yes,
so.
yeah, on the weekend only,
Yes, I've had it on the weekend.
from 11.
To 3.
All right, you on it.
Yeah.
Okay, and Meldon Law, another.
Oh, he's incredible.
He is incredible. I just love when you're helping me
Oh, yeah,
talk about these people.
Oh,
You know everybody.
Yeah, he comes out to Lincoln. He was wonderful. And Mr. Weeby actually taught his son when I taught at Oak Hall. So,
Okay.
and I met Coach Spurrier when I was doing student government stuff at UF. So I've met all three of them. They're wonderful people.
Wonderful. They are great. And also, Jared Bennett is low key. Okay. But anyway, he is the manager of the Campus USA Credit Union.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, and he is a good partner too. So I have a lot of good men, good people that's supporting this Rosewood Foundation, because we want to build a museum in Archer, a Rosewood Museum, and we also need to raise funds, and we do have a fundraiser link on the website, which is rosewoodflorida.com. Make sure you spell Florida out, rosewoodflorida.com. Okay, and this show has been going on for how many weeks did I tell you?
This is the 99th version of the show. So next will be 100. I'm honored to be here on show number 99.
All right, and I'm honored to have you here. And next week, I'm trying to get Freddie to come in, because he was the initial organizer of this. But I have somebody already assigned to next week, but she's my niece, which is perfect. And I'm going to ask her to give me half of the time so that I can do Freddie if he is available.
He could peek in.
Yes.
Give a peek in.
Get a peek in, all right? And I call myself Black History 365 days a year.
This one's actually 100.
This is
number
100.
Well,
Okay.
I'm truly honored to be
Slightly
number
fast,
100.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, you
I'm
are
excited.
the one-
Thank you so much for bringing me to number 100. This is great.
It is. Oh, I thank you for telling me. I don't know how I got that confused, but this is the 100th anniversary, and I'm with the king.
Oh, 99 was fine, but I'm good with 100.
You're better with 100.
Thank you, Queen Lizzie. Yes, I am. Thanks, Zach.
Well, thank you very much. And I call this Black History. I call myself, I am Black History 365. That's my new name, Black History 365.
It's facts on paper.
All right.
That is facts
yes,
on paper.
Yes, indeed. So I just wanted to get that information out. Now I'm back to you, and we can talk about what we have done, how we met over the years. I think I spoke when you were working at, you were a teacher at Oak
Hall School? Mm-hmm.
You invited me out. You were the first teacher to invite me out to talk about Rosewood.
Well, I enjoyed my time at Oak Hall. It was a great institution. I was there 8.5 years as a teacher and 2 years kind of as a sponsor, helping out with kids, helped with the debate program, taught everything there was to teach, created my own history program, Florida to the South and the Civil Rights Movement. And it was an honor to bring, knowledgeable scholars into address the students, because we're really talking about the future 15, 20 years from now. Those kids in high school and middle school are going to be running things. So the fact that they were open to your message and open to the education you brought was an honor to me as well. So I want to thank you for participating in that. It was great.
Yes, and I gave them permission to keep the video. And I know they're probably showing it still, but I don't have a problem with that, just since the kids are open to it, listening, because like you say, the next generation has to take history forward.
Oh, yeah. Well, anything you bring is exciting. I remember our last get-together was kind of at the Rosewood Gala.
Yes.
We had a chance to have an evening with Mayor Barlow from out in Newberry.
Yes.
Before that, we talked about the Archer Nine, and just an amazing story of baseball players locally who had these incredible skills. And they talk about black baseball, the clowning part of it. That was an art as well. Kind of the Harlem Globetrotters playing baseball, 2 or 3 times on a Saturday or Sunday, and still trying to win every game.
Exactly.
And for that to exist in our area was wonderful. And I want to thank you for introducing me to Mr. Penny and the other members of the Archer Nine. That was wonderful.
Yes, and before the Archer Nine, it was the Archer Strugglers, okay? And they were named, the Archer Strugglers were named after the Rosewood Strugglers, okay? Because in Rosewood, they had a baseball team, and it was named the Rosewood Strugglers. And my uncle, my aunt was the Rosewood teacher. Her husband was a member of that baseball team. So one weekend he came to Archer. They came to visit, and he was telling us, we were little children. I remember like I was 7, 8-ish, but he had a beautiful voice. He could sing. And he would entertain us on a stump. He would stand on a stump, and he would hold a stick or something in his mouth as if it was a microphone, and he would sing to us and entertain us. Beautiful voice. He was a part of the Rosewood Quartet. They had a quartet there. So when my brothers were old enough to establish their team in 1955, they named it the Archer Strugglers.
And that stuck with you.
That stuck with me. And I have a picture with them with a baseball shirt that says Strugglers. Okay, so that will be in my book also. But that's just a repeat of history. Yes, Archer. And Jordan Marlowe is now City Manager Marlowe. And by the way, City Manager Marlowe is the Rosewood board chair. He works extremely hard. He is going to continue to work for Rosewood. We need working people. We need people that know people. And
people who can collaborate with all kinds of people. I've met Mayor Marlowe at several events through the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program. In fact, one that took place on my birthday a couple of years ago over at Aquin Jones, and he was present. And it was a great activity. Many people came in and talked about the history of the area. We talked about Aquin Jones. We talked about schools, and he was also present.
Yes, he's awesome. I have good people on my board.
Always, of course.
And a couple of weeks ago, I had another young lady that I interviewed from Newberry, and we were talking about fundraising for the museum, and she said to me, Mrs. Jenkins, have you ever thought of doing a Rosewood cookbook? I said, no. She said, that would be an excellent fundraiser. And we continued to talk, and I said to her, well, would you like to chair it? She said, I'd be honored to.
See, that's the kind of people you need.
Exactly.
You ready to take on this task? I'd be happy to take on this task. She sounds wonderful.
Exactly. And we're looking forward to that. So we are in constant touch with each other, and we got a lot to do.
That's terrific. One of the things we try to emphasize with the kids, because I teach at Lincoln Middle School and
Okay.
also coach the debate team at Eastside High School, we're always talking to kids about active listening and collaboration skills. Being able to work with others, regardless of where they're from or who they are, because we live in a 25-hour, 8-day-a-week world now. So not 24/7, but 25/8. The world never closes. You can work with somebody from Miami or Mumbai or Munich, and to be open and to work with all kinds of people at any time. See how things work, and to listen is so important.
And I like that phrase, listen to all people
Oh,
and
yeah.
work with everybody. So you're at Lincoln.
Yes, ma'am.
With, who's the history teacher there?
It's me.
But you have another one, Wheeler.
Not Wheeler now, because we've had some changes.
Okay,
Probably.
okay. So
But-
you're
but
it.
Well, I'm a sixth grade teacher in what we call the major program, and then I have
Yes.
a colleague, Miss Maxwell, sixth grade teacher in the Lyceum program, but I teach in both programs.
Okay, so I just met your principal.
Mr. Jones.
Uh-huh.
Isn't he exciting? You got to love Darren Jones.
I don't know him. I just met him.
He's wonderful.
Okay, but I met him at the 100 Men, 100 Black Men.
Oh, yeah, they do a program at Lincoln as well. They have some kids that they are educating. I feel extremely fortunate that I've always had good luck with principals. I worked with Wiley Dixon, but now at Lincoln, I work with Darren Jones, and
Yes.
at Eastside, I work with Leroy Williams, who was principal of the year. So
Yes,
very excited
I know
to have
him
two good
too.
supportive
I used to work
principals.
with his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we thought we were related at one time.
That's a Lochner County School Board royalty right there, the Williams.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, hey, been there, done that, and have enjoyed every minute of it. And I'm so glad to know that you are. You need to invite me out to speak to your kids about.
Well, it's
Rosewood.
done. We're gonna work that. We'll make that happen.
It can be during Women's History Month
That's just next month. That sounds really good.
because I'm booked up for this month.
Okay. Well, February is always a tough month.
Yes, it
We are
is.
currently working on. We worked on homelessness for a while, just to talk about how homelessness. There was this article in the newspaper about how homelessness was being covered by news organizations in 10 different districts. So we decided to examine, well, why are people interested in this, and how does it affect us? The kids did a great job with it, and now we're moving into oral history.
Okay.
So to learn how to establish rapport with a person,
Exactly.
to listen, to ask questions, but to understand that the story is theirs alone. So you're listening more than asking and telling questions, but to then document and save that information so that others can know the story that's been told before.
Exactly. And a good idea before I get there, ask them to watch the movie, okay? And there have been times when I speak at different schools, I ask the kids to write a paper. And the paper, the title, the theme was, if you were living in 1923, what would you have done to prevent the Rosewood movie? I meant the Rosewood Massacre. Awesome answers. Awesome. And it makes sense. And fun, too. It was fun. And the parents were involved. This is what made it so significant. They shared the story with their parents, and the parents helped them write their paper.
And it's so important that the parents are involved in what the kids are doing, that they ask questions, or they tell about their history, and they ask, well, what was it like when you were in school, Mom and Dad? And the kids get to reflect on that.
Yes.
It's wonderful. We have that kind of program and those kind of kids. I mean, it's really exciting. I enjoy middle school teaching. And now don't get me wrong. I enjoyed coaching debate at University of Florida. I enjoyed coaching debate at Eastside. I enjoyed coaching debate at Lincoln. But I feel that having that early start, that 6th, 7th, 8th grade opportunity to plant some seeds, give some ideas of how the journey should be traveled, and then see what they do with it. So I enjoy doing it. It's awesome. It's a blessing.
All right. And as he reminded me that today is the 100th anniversary, today is President's Day.
It is. It is President's Day. So, President Lincoln, President Washington, thank you, and all the presidents, thank you.
Exactly. And I'm a graduate of Lincoln High School.
Well, see,
Okay,
that's the
we
place.
got all of that in here.
Well, have you been out to see the new wall at Lincoln?
Yes.
Is
My
it
name
wonderful?
should be up there soon.
I'll be looking
Okay.
for that.
All right.
We take all of our debate victory pictures. We go out to the wall at Lincoln and we take them out there now.
Okay.
Right at the Flagstaff.
All right. Yes, indeed. I am, because Albert White is in charge of this. He has done an excellent job. And believe it or not, I'm on the committee, but as I have gotten older, I don't try to drive over, and attend all of the meetings.
Yeah,
It's
well,
a
Albert
lot.
and Aura are incredible. I went down
Exactly.
to her high school, Union Academy in Bartow,
Bartow.
because I have begun over the last 10 or 12 years working, helping preserve the memory of black high schools.
Okay.
Because of the resilience with these reunions, but they're not building anymore. So,
Exactly.
but the fact that the children and the grandchildren keep coming back for schools like Mabane in Alachua, RJE in Stark,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Jerkins in Perry, Richardson in Lake City, Lincoln, of course, here in Gainesville.
Exactly.
Those are important memories to be preserved. I'm just really honored to have the
RJE
chance.
and Stark.
Oh yeah, Robinson,
Yes.
Jenkins, Ellison. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm an honorary member of their class.
All right.
And
all
the
right.
Consolidated High School in Lake Butler has also made me an honorary member of their class.
Okay. All right. All right. So that's wonderful. Okay. That's about time for our first half. We're going to head to a quick break, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
I am Black History.
I am Rosewood Black History.
I am Florida
and America's Black History, and you are too.
January 1st, 1923, the KKK insurrectionists attacked Rosewood, killing 5, burning it down.
Because a white woman lied and cried, a black man assaulted me. Rosewood redevelopment is on its way.
Want to help? Visit rosewoodflorida.com.
Meldon Law has been serving personal injury victims since 1971. In those days, Jeffrey Meldon's presence as an attorney in the music scene dubbed him with the nickname the Hippie Attorney. And although times have changed, two things haven't: our commitment to bettering our community by helping the injured,
Albert, are you ready to go to the game?
and our love for the Florida Gators.
If you bleed orange and blue, Meldon Law is the firm for you.
Welcome back to Queen Lizzie podcast, brought to you weekly from the Steve Spurrier podcast room at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We are here with Marna Weston. The Queen Lizzie podcast is brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, live from the Meldon Law Gator Studios at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Okay, we are back. And you know what? When I was talking about Meldon, okay, we forgot to say that he has been for 70 years, what is it called? Gator of the Year? No, of the Week, the Player of the Week. That's not the name of it. But he honors a sports person, sports figure each weekend. I think it's called, what is it called?
I don't know what I love about his
Scholar of the
commercials.
Week is not that.
Scott, it could be Scholar of the Week.
Okay,
I know
but
he does.
anyway,
I'm
he
the
does
exclusive
that.
supporter of the Florida Gators. So
Yes,
I love his
he-
commercials.
I know. And believe it or not, I have done a commercial for him.
Oh, that's
But
wonderful.
He shoots that when he runs that down south.
Uh-huh.
Because I've had people to call me like, Liz, did I hear you? No. She said, I know your voice and why you're calling me. Yeah. Yes, but yes, Jeffrey is very supportive, and I will be interviewing his wife coming up soon. And we are back to coming to Lincoln, okay?
Yeah, well-
Like coming to America, I will be coming to Lincoln in April or
You should
March
come over on the 27th when we do our soul food lunch.
of this month.
Yes.
What is the date?
It's the
I
27th.
have something on the 27th.
You should come over.
What day is it?
I think that's a Thursday this year.
Okay.
But it'll be the last one because Miss Thorne is retiring.
Is she?
This is her 31 years. This is her last year.
Okay, I'll try. I will try.
Yeah, a little sprinkle of something, bring her sweet potato pie, some oxtails or something.
Okay, I got some chitlins.
There you go, black-eyed peas.
Okay.
It's truly a soul food event. Every time I've been involved with it, I've been so impressed that people in the community and teachers, they get together just that little thing once a year to try to represent what they
Yes.
think is good food for one day.
Hey, I just might do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know they'd love to have you over.
Okay, and
Last time I talked with Jeffrey Meldon, he was at Lincoln. He came over to talk about our programs. And one of the things that I didn't mention before, in addition to being the director of debate, we call it director of forensics, but the debate coach at Lincoln Middle School and at Eastside High School, I also moderate the activity for a number of counties in our area. for the Florida Civics and Debate Initiative, which is
Okay.
through the Florida Department of Education.
Okay.
Also through the St. Augustine Catholic Forensic League, which is a parochial organization from back in the 30s and 40s that has nothing really to do with religion whatsoever, but just puts on probably the best 2-day debate tournament in the country every year on Memorial Day weekend. And we have
Okay.
a qualifying tournament for high schools here in our area coming up on February 21st and February 22nd, where the top students in each of our speaking categories will earn the right to go to Chicago Memorial Day weekend this year. So that's something that we're hosting at Eastside High School.
Wonderful.
And can I leave some contact information on that?
Sure.
Anybody that would like to help us out in the community and be a judge should contact me, email me at Marna, MARNA, .r.weston at gmail.com. Marna.r.weston at gmail.com to help out in our national qualifying debate tournament at Eastside High School.
Okay, and we may be able to put this on, are you saying yes to this, Zach? Zach will also post it for you.
Thanks, Zach. So February 21st in the afternoon and February 22nd all day at Eastside High School.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. This is getting the message out there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
this is what our kids need.
And people are so kind to respond back. You know.
Yes, yes. And I also want you all to know it is time to apply for the Rosewood Scholarship.
Ooh,
Okay.
I'm ready. Where are we going?
The Maholda Gussie Brown Carrier. It's on our website, rosewoodflorida.com. Look it up and apply for it. The deadline is April 1. So you have enough time to get it out there and get it to me. Although I'm going to post it on Facebook and send it out to different people, but you need to hear it and get it on time.
Is this grown folks trying to get their credits, or is this just kids? You said
Kids.
scholarship. Kids.
Kids.
Come on now, Queen Lizzie. Show some mercy.
And you
Show some mercy.
must have at least a 2.5 GPA. Okay? It's for graduates.
All right,
okay?
we'll support the kids.
Only from Levy, if you live in Levy or Alachua County. The massacre happened in Levy County, and people reported escaped to Alachua County. So we just take care of 2 counties. It's very diverse, okay? Color doesn't matter. All right, so make sure we're giving 5, so we expect to get more than 5 because we have to evaluate them.
May I talk about my debate team a little bit more?
Yes.
I'm excited to share this information with you because I know that you are also a strong supporter of kids developing their skills, whether it's critical thinking skills, public expression, rhetoric, the arts. You know, because debate includes more than just saying something back and forth to people.
Okay.
We also do oratory, where you think of a message that's important to you and learn how to deliver it to a larger audience, or to take on some dramatic skills, maybe to read some poetry or to have a prose reading. All these skills are developed through organizations like the one at Lincoln Middle School or at Eastside High School. But there are other schools in the county that have these programs too. Kanapaha Middle School, Westwood Middle School, PK has definitely had a program in the past, and I know they're
Exactly.
interested in reforming their program, and I think it'd be great. They were very strong when they participated. Gainesville High School, Oak Hall has had a program in the past. St. Francis has had a program in the past. The thing is, kids need to think about these options as well. I know that sports
Exactly.
are important. They're very important. But every kid is not going to be on a sports program.
Exactly.
And every kid is not going to be in the NBA. We're talking about 8.5 billion people on the planet. It's much more likely that kids are going to develop these skills and be entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Run a business,
Yes.
maybe be in the military, maybe go into the arts or architecture, law, science, whatever. Learning the ability to explain an idea, to tell them what you're going to
Exactly.
tell them, to tell it to them, and then tell them what you told them is critical. And I
It
see a
is.
lot of kids back away from that these days. So I just feel fortunate to have kids and administration and parents, the school board, community leaders like yourself that want to invest in giving
Kids.
our kids that skill for the future.
I am very invested in 100 Black men. In fact, I started with them. Okay, I am an honorary member, even if I had to make myself the honorary member. But they know I have been there with them, for them, and I've flown the plane when we
Always.
did the aviation one weekend, and hey, I was scared to death, but I was up there piloting. Okay, so yes, it is very, very interesting to important to get involved in debate. Okay, they can debate about Rosewood. They can write the history. History is very important. That's what we don't know enough of. We don't know who we are, many of us. However, I tell people the story is very painful, but it's story, it's history. Mom said research, authenticate, okay, but tell the truth. And just make sure you never forget it, because her sister was the teacher and she was suffered the agony of defeat. I don't like to tell in every subject what happened, in every story what happened to her, but keep that history alive. And my mom dwelled on that, and let people know that the white man, okay, was not the main target that caused Rosewood. It was the white men that saved Rosewood. And I make sure people know this. Had it not been for the sheriff, the store merchant, his wife, and the Bryce brothers, and then the unsung heroes that got on the train eventually in Cedar Key and stopped in Rosewood, got off the train in Rosewood and helped the elderly blacks and children aboard the train, and from there to Archer, the first stop where my aunt exited. Okay, and I like to leave the message that had it not been for them, and my mother put it in a song, they would have died, because Cedar Key is a peninsula, and it's one way in and one way out. And she, the most important message in this song to me is, and I have to find it, it started out in Cedar Key with the train. The Cedar Key train conductors were told to pick up in Rosewood. Standing by the tracks with the lantern, its young school teacher stood, waiting in desperation to carry out the sheriff's plan, rounding up the hidden survivors to board the midnight train. The sheriff and the store owner worked around the clock, informed the train conductors just when and where to stop, pick up the men, women, and children who were hiding out, and bring them to Archer, Florida, traveling the same old route. Bob Walker and John Wright took on a daring risk, put the survivors on the train and sent them off with a kiss, notified the Gainesville families to be on the lookout for their kin, told them the train was a-coming, and told them exactly when. Those are important words.
Beautiful.
Okay,
Yeah.
because as I said, the unsung heroes, my people that I didn't know anything about, but they are my heroes, helped the people to survive Rosewood.
And people hear this podcast because it's going to be archived somewhere. You know, the state of Florida uses the Rosewood Massacre and the Holocaust
Yes.
as something that's required education in our schools.
Yes.
This might be quoted by a child in a classroom one day because we had this discussion today. So it's wonderful that
Who
it's
knows?
out there. Yeah,
Who knows?
it's great stuff.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's a great job. It's a busy job, but it's a job that my mom said you must do, okay, so that kids will know. And it's not about me. It's about kids. It's their history. And if we don't tell them, okay, then they will not know.
Speaking of history, I just have to also mention that a very important community leader who has sacrificed much, but also led much and give much, is going to be honored by the University of Florida at this spring collegiate graduation. Mrs. Mickle, wife of late Judge Mickle,
Yes.
will be given the honorary doctorate
Yes.
by the College of Nursing the first Saturday in May. So
Perfect.
please let folks know so they can celebrate that as well.
Did you all hear? Let people know, okay, so that we will be in attendance. This is important history, okay? And Gainesville,
Oh, yeah.
who is from, where is she from? Wells, up in near Live Oak is where she's really from. She is the niece of Harry Moore. And who was Harry Moore?
Oh, Harry Moore and Harriet Moore. Yeah, they were killed in Mims, Florida.
Yes.
He was
Why?
he was executive secretary of the NAACP and
Exactly.
the teachers union. He's the person that helped register more blacks to vote in
Yes.
Florida than any other area, and because of that, I think it was Texas versus Alford, the Supreme Court case, dismissed the white primary and made it possible that everybody could vote in Florida. So Harry T. Moore, her descendant or her ancestor, was responsible for that.
Exactly. And we can't think of her name. Mickle.
Miss Mickle.
Miss Mickle. That's good enough.
Miss Mickle.
The wife of Judge Mickle.
Yes. Judge Stephen P. Mickle.
Judge Stephen P. Mickle's
Yes.
wife. Yes, she will be honored May.
It's the first Saturday in May.
First
so-
Saturday in May. So be there. All right. So again, don't forget to go to rosewoodflorida.com, leave your donation. Okay, you can make it concurrent or just leave us a donation, please. And if you're interested in being on this show, get in touch with me, although I'm booked through June. But
It's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. It's definitely
From
worth the wait.
experience,
From
right?
experience, I can say. I've had a wonderful time. This has just been like
Number
sitting around
100.
the table for Sunday dinner.
100.
Yeah. Tape number 100. Exactly.
Yes, you're special.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. And we've been knowing each other for quite some time.
Well, you are the queen and the lady, so I'm honored.
Okay, all right. Okay, I am continuously humbled, honored, and blessed to meet people daily and invite them to join in peace building, healing, and reconciliation through learning about the history of Rosewood. That will wrap up today's episode. I am Lizzie, Queen Lizzie. Until next time, this is my Rosewood story, and I'm sticking to it.